Welcome back to the This Week in Fantasy series. This week we have two exceptional guests. One of them, a returning guest, the man with the numbers. Another one of them, a man known for his drunken trades as well as appearances. It's AB and Spencer. Spencer, what's poppin'?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey Bizzle, how's it seepin'?
Brand new whip just hopped in.
Love that. Let's talk about last week's games, beginning with Aaron getting absolutely raffle stomped by Ted Lasso's
Oh my
reeking
God.
penis queef. And No Fried put up nearly 140 here, dropped Trow in Aaron's mouth, and this was before he dropped Julio Jones. Aaron didn't really stand a chance here. He got absolutely decimated. What do you think about Aaron's team, Austin?
Look, man, Hebert had a terrible game. This is the first time I'm seeing the scores. Jones, CD. Wow, CD really popped off. Scroll a little more down. Terrible output. Oh my God, that's
Yeah, I don't know what was he thinking with the Josh Gordon
yeah.
start?
Yeah, he's already
trying to be
dropped
cute.
it. That's what he was thinking. He was trying to be AB.
It blows my mind that someone who doesn't smoke weed could be so fucking obsessed with Josh Gordon.
Yeah,
For like
Josh
the last
Gordon.
6 years, Aaron has been obsessed with this guy. Never has smoked before. Makes no
You know,
sense.
it's kind of ironic. He called me the worst GM in the league last week. Just last week. This week he starts Gordon while he's in 12th place. Guess what? This week he continues to hold 12th place, and I'm the worst one. Look at this. You started him and you dropped him.
Pretty.
Well, he played 11 snaps, and there's no indication, no news that would indicate a larger role in the offense.
He's gonna pop off. I think he should get 18.
And this is an offense that already has Kelsey, Hill, Hardman, Robinson. Like he was clearly at best the fourth option.
Yeah.
Like it was just
on
an
his
abysmal.
first week back.
And like he had a starting running back on his team that he could have started over Gordon. Like
Who's his Collins?
Yeah, Collins
Yeah.
who went for 15.
because Carson is hurt, so
Let's keep
he's
it
the
a
number
stat.
one
That
guy.
15 would have saved him. His overall team did perform well, similar to mine.
But it does. It's
It's still
these points.
yeah.
These points they could affect tiebreakers potentially. It's not even about whether you win. When you're just punting off points like that, it's just stupid, and you shouldn't do it.
That's fair.
True.
And this isn't the first time. This is the third time this year he's done that. Where it's it's sometimes you've got two guys that are the same. It's sort of a coin flip, but that was not a coin flip decision.
Yeah, plus whenever we look at someone's decisions, if a bad decision is a bad decision, it doesn't become a good decision just because they got raffle stomped. Half the time, people are making 2 or 3 stupid decisions in 1 week, and it's oh, we got raffle stomped, and it's yeah, because you started 3 incorrect people. Although, obviously, there's nothing Aaron could have done to win this one. I think, in general, we've seen some questionable managerial maneuvers from him this season.
Also, I mean, it helps. What's his name? A lot of his players had probably some of their best performances this year.
Yeah.
Henderson, fucking Cup, absolutely killed it. I mean, is Cup number 1?
Yeah.
Cup's been Cup's been
got
killing
to.
it all year,
Unbelievable.
though. That's a normal week for him.
Yeah, shout out Stafford.
Yeah, they look great, Stafford and Cup together. But we can move on here. That was a pretty one-sided decimation. Here we see somehow, the cam lapse ended thanks to AB. And this wasn't exactly close either. So just walk me through what you were thinking whenever you were sweating this game, AB.
I was sweating it until the second set of games Sunday when I had, at that time, realized 3 of my players who had already been done playing for the day had their record low or season low score. When I looked at the other side at Cameron, he had 3 or 4 different players with season high. So the second set of games on Monday night, I didn't even pick it. I already knew what was going to happen. No need to invest any energy in this. It's kind of like last week, IRL, Cliff being out of the game, not coaching the Cardinals. You know what Cliff's doing? He's already pre-gaming next week. I got to defeat the Texans. Speaking of that, he's out this week, so he's probably already trying to plan against Green Bay. This is what I was doing after the first half of game Sunday last week.
So that is
Terrible performance all around. I dropped it immediately and just kept looking on to the next week.
So that is to say you've already started drinking after this loss, you started drinking Sunday night. It ain't stopped until now. And wake up Sunday morning, you're going to peep the VOD with yourself in it and get your load on again. Is that what I'm hearing?
You know what? Yep, that's exactly it. Never count me out for a sweet drink. I'm there for it, baby.
Pull up the old VenomousStare YouTube channel, pull up the old Red
Mm.
Zone, crack open a beer, 10:30 a.m. AB Sunday go-to, but this was not
I
your
can't.
Sunday go-to as far as
I,
performances.
I cannot wait to wake up in the morning and see a new TWIF uploaded.
The favorite part of your week, getting to hear the analyzation of your 2-4 season. Do you think you're going to be able to pull it out, maybe squeak out a wild card or win your week division, Austin?
You know, there's some trade rumors that have been rumbling on. There's an offer out there potentially. I think if that offer happened, I might slip through and have a chance. As of right now, not really, but we'll see if that trade goes through and if I can get my perfect team. You know, every Monday or Tuesday when you get that, they send you that whatever update about how you did that week, and it shows the players you drafted and how much they scored and the players you traded for and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm about 50-50 on who I've drafted, who I've picked off of the waiver wire, and I need a little bit of trade points. Just push me up past that next level. And I also need my guys to perform. But
This is superstar Semitic caster Howard Cosell coming at you with the fresh rumor off the rumor mill. I'm hearing right now from my Semitic sources that Austin is considering a trade for the one, the only, Odell Beckham Jr.
Oy vey!
Famous protagonist in The Catch. Austin, is there any truth to these rumors?
You know what? I never want to put down any trade. You know, anything's up in the air when you're already 2-4 in your season. The season's not long. It's not too short either, but we got to get wins where it counts, and I can't deny anything.
Good response. We can move on from this shellacking and talk about Gauch not putting up 100 and essentially being down against Ben and Henry completely carrying the game. Spencer, you saw that Derrick Henry's rushing over-under was 97 yards. You took the under on that. I'm starting to think Derrick Henry is one of these guys, almost like Maru, that you just don't want to bet against. What have you thought about Henry's performance this season?
I mean, he's been crushing. I mean, to be fair, there was like an 80-yard run that he had that like every person on the defense forgot how to tackle. So like if you take that away, it would have been a lot less impressive. But he's just getting so much work.
Don't you think that's every game for Henry?
I mean, like expecting a guy to get 3 touchdowns the rest of the season is just not tenable.
Not expecting like the 3 tutties that he always has, but shouldn't you expect every game he's going to have at least one breakout run where it's going to go for like plus 60? I mean, it happens every game.
I mean, like he's going to be good, but I think he'll average closer to 20 than 30 the rest of the way. Like I don't understand what you're asking me. Is Derrick Henry good? Yes.
Well, you said the unexpected 80-yard run. Well, if he's had this unexpected run every game this season, you got to come to accept it. Because Wiley had stated you took the under on the 90-something yard game.
I would have won if that they just tackled that.
Happened
play.
every game, though. You just can't take that bet anymore.
Okay, AB, you're a genius. I'm an idiot.
Well, it's a Stephen
what do
A
you want me to
take.
say?
I'm just coming after you like Max Kellerman, baby. R.I.P. to one of the GOAT shows. But continues. Didn't mean to interrupt. He's done it every single game.
Do you think going forward into next season, Henry or McCaffrey should be taken first overall, AB?
You remember last year?
Yes.
I should say a year ago, you, Ben, and and he said, I think he's a top, late first rounder. And I said, are you kidding? Henry's number 1 overall, hands down. And Ben kind of scoffed. You kind of agreed. You're right there with me. And, I mean, you take injuries out if the performances keep going. I mean, look at that beautiful graph, baby. It's going up, uppity up. Like, you keep that same trajectory, this guy hands down number 1.
All right, interesting. If you had the number
I didn't mean
one...
to cut off Spencer, so.
Oh, it's fine.
Spencer, continue that hot take because you were just about to mention Julio.
I was just saying that the receiving weapons for Tennessee have been banked up, and once AJ, like that's part of why Henry's been so dominant. Once the receiving weapons come back, I think that he'll come back down to earth a little bit. I mean, he'll still be great, but just not 30 points a week great, probably.
Don't you think it's weird how that O line is so terrible? Like Tannehill can barely knock 13 points a game. He's getting sacked 6 or 7 times a game. But even with such a terrible line, like Henry can still somehow break off and just it's unbelievable because a bad line, your running back doesn't get many touches and whatever. But even with Tannehill getting sacked 7 times a game, Henry's still putting up the numbers.
Yeah, Henry's absolutely ridiculous in terms of his ceiling and his ability to put up these big games. It was just a really brutal loss for Ben. The bottom sort of middle side of his team underperformed. If you look at Brown especially, dropping a 3 on him really hurt. And of course,
Also,
Brown had that huge carry week with Jackson to come back on Monday Night Football, and Ben got come backed on Monday Night Football. So a lot of Ben's games have been really swingy and have come down to the final game.
I feel bad for his Mondays. 3 in a row. I mean, his kicker got him 13. You think that could just sustain him, but anything against King Henry, I mean, you're done for.
Well, what was funny about this was, see, Gauch was like, "Can Henry do it again? Can he get me 20?" And it like he fucking got that touchdown midway through the game to get barely over Ben, and by the end, C. Gauch had won by freaking 11. So that's how hard Henry popped off.
I pray he doesn't get injured because like what that man can do. I mean, him, Kyler. There's a couple others who deserve an MVP, but I'd love to see a running back MVP this year. Pray that he doesn't get injured because if he just keeps it up, that man will get it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if he's going to have another 2,000-yard season. That'd be dope. All right, here we saw Lilly start in inactive and get snippy about it, but still win because for whatever reason, Weston tried to get cute and start Heineke, who was terrible. He even changed his ID to the Oven Manager after this.
Well, that you realize Wilson is like on IR, right?
Yeah, but there were other options he could have picked up is the point I'm making.
I think his name change was more in reference to the fact that he benched someone else. I thought.
Oh yeah, this was the Adam Thielen bench that I teased him
Yeah.
about. And yeah,
Doesn't
I
help.
thought
That
that's what it was in reference to. But
it was. But what do you think about Weston going down here? He's on a 3-loss streak. Do you think it's time to hit the panic button for Weston, Spence?
yeah, I mean, very much so because you sort of look at their division and Lily's at the lead at 4-2, but she just lost Chubb and Hunt, so she's gonna have no running backs. So that division is wide open. And you look at it and you're like, okay, well, like platform's in play, I guess, but the real sneaky person is Jackson, who like
he
he's
just
been
picked
getting
up that third string for Cleveland too.
yeah he's been getting waiver prio and it's been like working out amazing for him. Where like he's stockpiled a bunch of like guys who with injuries and like weird breakouts now like he's got a ton of depth. Like you like go through his team and it's like Herbert's gonna be the starting. He's gonna be the starting running back for them. Hubbard's gonna be the starting running back for them. Like Cordell Patterson. Like Atlanta doesn't really have a back, but he sort of is just as much the back as anyone else, and he's going out wide. It's just like he has all these guys, and he's sort of if he wins this week against Weston, I think he's playing Weston. I mean, it could be pivotal because all of a sudden they're the same record. And if Lily loses, which seems likely with all those injuries, like everyone's one game back from that division.
True.
Yeah,
Jackson's team is filled with like his team was a lot of ones who have all been injured. He somehow got every single number 2 for each team. When you're talking starters, I got the 1s and 2s. Well, Jackson has all the 2s, and somehow they're all starting. Lily, she's got the injured RB room.
He's had the number 1 weight for
Yeah.
like 5 weeks, and like I had it for 5 weeks last season.
When you scroll his roster, it's all the number 2s.
And there was like no one to pick up like for 5 weeks straight. There's like one okay back, But he's been number one prio, and he's had like an amazing pickup or a decent one every week. So
looking at Jackson's team is kind of like looking at the NFC lease last year. Like it took the very last game or the game before that when Washington snuck into the wild card. It's like it just kind of reminds me of Jackson's team.
Yeah, or his season last year even.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's whatever redoing it.
Yeah, and Weston has a ton of bye weeks this week against Jackson, so it's sort of like it's very. I would say he's very likely to drop this game, and I think he might regret not doing something to give him a better chance to win this week. So
the key to this game, in my eyes, is Fournette popped off. He ran all over Philly. He ran with extreme authority, and that was a big part of why Clapfor was able to take the dub.
Yeah.
Then finally, we have my narrow victory over Spencer, in which my starting of Odell Beckham Jr. was the defining factor of the victory. Spencer, what were you thinking whenever you saw me start OBJ? You had to be asking yourself, is he still doing this bit? Is he really going to do this?
Yeah, I didn't think you would actually follow through and keep him in, but I mean, it worked out.
Yeah, especially considering the rest of my receivers ate shit. You think like, oh, 7.5. How is that the defining factor? Like,
wow,
look at the
that
rest
does
of
give
this
a good start.
garbage. Yeah, which is sort of funny because you sit there with OBJ and he's obviously overrated and hasn't had good games, and you gotta fucking close your eye and start him whenever you think he'll pop off, especially when everyone else is in sort of a bad situation. But this game came absolutely down to the wire, and it looked like I was gonna lose for a second, as I needed 1 point from Buffalo's defense, and they almost choked it away. So,
oh my god,
another exciting edition of the Cousin Bowl.
I'm surprised that the Bucs defense did that bad too.
Yeah,
they kind of lost Spence the game on this one.
Philly looked decent, but they managed to put up 22 and even a loss. But I mean,
Hurts didn't really get sacked. He's sort of like good at just throwing the ball away or like
running for 2 yards.
Exactly.
All right, we can move into the previews here, and I think the smart place to start would be me versus the Gauch, because we're two teams near the top of our divisions. What do you think jumps out at you, Spence? I want to hear what you have to say about this matchup.
I guess Gauch is starting a ton of Washington players. Sort of interesting. He's got both backs and Ricky Seals-Jones.
Your boy.
Yeah. So that's I don't know if it's good. Like, I guess I get why he's doing it, but yeah, I mean, I guess you sort of get guaranteed, like, if they lean on one more than the other to get those points, but you could also be in a situation where they're just trailing and they're trying to throw to catch up, which in theory should help J.D. McKissick pay off, I guess, but I sort of like you're using 2 roster spots. Like, I don't know. I probably would have gone a different direction, but like I guess I see why he's doing it.
Yeah, I think the defining factor of this game will be Murray and Henry, and whether or not they're going to get over-under combined fucking 60. Over-under combined 60 for Murray and Henry, Spence.
Oh my god.
Against Kansas City and Houston. Yeah, over-under 60 combined points, Henry and Murray.
Murray's set to have such a big game, and Henry with that KC rush defense, like this is gonna. It's just the top 2. You're looking at it like that. Oh, yeah, there's no way.
It's gonna be hard to overcome. So you taking the over on the 60 there, AB?
Say no, you can't. The over on 60.
Yeah,
if you say 50,
combined.
Yes.
Well, I didn't.
50,
I said 60. So you're taking the under?
50, I'll take the over. 60, I'm under. Because 60 with 2 people, it's fucking insane.
Spencer, over under 60.
I would definitely take the under.
Okay.
Would you take over on 50?
Oh, that's tough.
I would.
Probably, but like barely.
I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page.
I would probably project him for like 51, 52. So yeah, I guess that means I take the over.
My
on the Texans game, I think that there's real risk that they just like score once or twice and then just like play keep away.
Yeah, I think that's one of my biggest win conditions this week is
Because
Arizona.
the total's only 47, and like Arizona's heavily favored, but I think they're still only implied for like 20, 30, which like is still a lot, but like I mean I could easily see only one or two of those coming from Murray, and then they're rushing it with Edmonds and Connor a lot to
I think
keep Murray healthy.
the big takeaway for this week is to see if Murray actually targets Ertz. See if he's actually valuable to keep in that lineup.
Yeah, that would be nice if I got a nice Ertz blocker.
Because you want to prove your guy. I mean, he's your new guy. Get him a tutty. So it's real important to get Ertz something.
I don't understand why you wouldn't start Goddard over Ertz.
Honestly, I honestly haven't finalized, but I was thinking Ertz has a soft matchup though.
But like Ertz was traded midweek. He's probably not going to play like the whole. Like he doesn't even know the playbook yet.
Ertz knew of his trade Monday before his Thursday game. He's had 9 or 10 days of playbook. He went to the game. He flew on the plane next to Kyler Murray. They talked playbook the whole thing. The only thing I'd be scared about with
Ertz, you can't learn a
Ertz
playbook
is
that quickly, and they have so many
your
weapons.
tight end playbook. It's either block or run across.
Okay.
I think they're all
You're right.
With Murray, you're improvising.
You're right. He knows the whole playbook. I don't know what I was thinking. You should start him.
Maybe in a Jason Garrett offense, he would know the whole playbook. But with Cliff Kingsbury, I think there's more than just crossing and blocking routes.
With Kingsbury, it's just a fucking bubble screen 3/4 of the time.
I mean, I just think that this week, right after the trade,
Godart's a better play. I agree.
There's a snap count risk, and then on top of that, we don't know how he'll fit into their offense, and there's a ton of weapons. It's sort of, I mean, it's the risk with any Cardinals receiver. Like, there's like 6 viable options.
I'd roll with Godart, but I think you're going to get a guaranteed tutty out of Ertz just trying to get a prove-it game.
I think there's a lot of options for it to be a guarantee, but I think it's 50-50 at the moment on who I start. I'm going to have to probably go down to the wire and decide on that one. But I
think it's a no-brainer Goddard personally, but I guess
I'm leaning Goddard, but I feel like when you watch the Philly offense, it's so retarded and anemic. Even though Ertz is in a sea of weapons, I feel like it's almost a better chance of him scoring. But
the other big piece is Antonio Brown's hurt, so Godwin is going to get a bump in volume that funnels their offense a little more. So Godwin will be better than normal, and then he picked up the Saints, who I think are in a really, really good matchup this week at Seattle with no Russell Wilson, no Chris Carson. Like, I was sort of thinking that you should pick them up, Wiley, for this week, but like I guess he had prio on you.
Well, I went for the Pats because they're playing the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, still think it's not as good of a matchup.
Fair enough. Favoring the Saints on that one. I think in general, though, the Gauch has the advantage because a lot of my guys, as far as like Lockett's quarterback hurt, Washington looks pretty shitty, and McLaurin's had a couple bad weeks in a row. Sony Michel's banged up, and I've got 3 buys, and Saquon's hurt. So I just think with the top-heavy attack of Murray and Henry, it's going to go edge to Gauch, 98-90.
98.
Yeah, 98-90, Christian.
I think I'm putting him around 130, 140.
Really?
That's with Jamar Chase also. Like this is like a blowout game in my opinion.
I mean, he's favored. I would definitely take the under on 130. Like,
I agree with Wiley.
Where's the 130 coming from? Describe to me where those points are coming from.
If you're putting 55 on Murray Henry, then I'm going to put another 20 on Chase for the Saints. I'm going to give him 15. And then you just roll on like a couple 7s and maybe a couple 8s here and there. Smoke a Darty, drink a Happy Dad. Like the guy's stumbling to 120, 130 easy.
Okay. I would probably have him like 90 to 100, and then probably you 80 to 90.
What do you?
Probably 60 to 70% see Gauch favor.
Okay.
The points. All that matters is wins. Points don't mean anything, but making the point projection's fun, I guess. But I'm that's like an easy 120 plus.
The I guess the X factor for you is like the implied total on the Rams is like 35, 36, and like they don't really run it. So like Stafford could drop 30 like easily. It's against the Lions, so that's a really interesting.
And a prove it game. They said Stafford wants to beat the shit out of MCDC and the Lions.
Jesus Christ.
Did y'all see that MCDC interview of him saying, "You know what? We just need him to perform better."
Yes.
Speaking about golf,
You're referring to the Lions coach ripping Gauch after his terrible performance last week. He goes, he's going to have to start making some throws. It's like,
MCDC, Motor City Dan Campbell, an ex-player of the Lions also. But he took a 6-second pause and he said, we're just going to need him to start playing better.
I love the meme of everyone who was slurping Jared Goff while he was a Ram, thinking like, oh, he'll be pretty good in Detroit.
He's like Dak Prescott.
He was pretty good as a Ram. And that was like with every fucking weapon and every play call and like Sean McVay being his brain. He was so obviously going to be shit in Detroit. I'm just glad to see him suffer as predicted.
So me and on that note, I sent Wiley my favorite prop of the week, which was the Jared Goff under like 266 passing. It's already moved down 8 towards us.
They're putting him that high?
Yeah.
I'll put that motherfucker under 200 and take the bet.
Oh, they're going to be passing. They're going to be
slaughtered.
passing all game is the issue.
I don't know about that. But.
He's going to get slaughtered.
It will be a shit stomp. I agree with that. Well, let's talk.
I can't wait. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one, but go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Let's talk about Clap 4 and Lily. Lily's starting a skeleton crew. She'll probably start Brown again and then just act like he wasn't out for days and days. I love how she like completely tried to deny that happened. It was like, no, the other guy. But
she toasted me on it.
Yeah, I love it when Lily banters like the other people in the league. That's always pretty funny. But I don't think we need to spend much time on this one. Kevin should just fucking
Kevin
later.
She might not even like sub out players. Like it's a joke.
I think Kevin wins, obviously. But what were the first 2 games? Because he says this is the third. What were the results of the first 2? Do you know who won those?
No,
was it both?
He said you play each other 3 times on the year.
Oh, I thought he had done it twice already.
No, this is probably.
Apologies.
All right, so you want to give out a score prediction, AB, for this one?
Scroll through real quick. Wins times. I think she gets about 78. I think he's around 105.
I think that's solid, Spencer.
Lily gets like 58. Clout 4 gets like 96.
All right.
I mean, go down.
Yeah, where does she get it?
Where's she getting the points from? Like
if
the
Stevenson
guy. If
she doesn't play Antonio.
If he gets 10, she's pretty happy. Like Hines, like Hopkins, I don't know. Like I don't see where the points are coming from.
What do y'all think about Hopkins this year?
He's been a little inconsistent for where he was drafted.
What do you know where she took him? Was that a third?
No,
he has yet to digit targets in a game this year. Exactly what I said would happen.
She took him in the early second or late first.
Okay, never mind.
She took Chubb. She took Chubb first. He was in the second.
Yeah, second.
Okay.
All right, so that game should be just a complete walkover. Here we see Weston projected.
Who is Chucky's email? What the fuck is that?
Now you know how we feel looking at your fucking ID change like a Facebook status.
Oh, I know what Chucky's email is now. Never mind.
Yeah, you got the brain. You've got a brain the size of a Michelin tire, AB.
Yeah, God help, I change it more fucking once this season.
Of a fucking tricycle, the back wheel. Jalen Hurts should just fucking decimate Vegas. I think that Vegas really doesn't have a chance after they got rid of their coach. I think they're going to struggle with an identity crisis. And Hurts just weirdly will put up fantasy numbers no matter what. Like, no matter how bad he looks in game, he's going to continue to put up the fantasy numbers. This week should be no different. And Jackson's motley crew of running backs who get a lot of snaps, despite not being big names, are really going to put Weston through the ringer this week.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Jackson. Like I said, Jackson's sort of by having the top prio has really been able to put together a squad that, like on paper, they're not big names, but they're guys who are getting a lot of touches due to injury and others.
A whole squad of twos, baby. That's all I'm seeing, and it's beautiful.
And like Woods is becoming more involved in the offense. They're making a point to get him more involved, designing plays for him and stuff. So I think he he could be better than initially thought. Obviously, Metcalf has a downgrade without Russell Wilson, but I mean, still he can perform. Hurts, like you said, gets garbage points. I think that this is like a really pivotal game for Weston to win, because if Jackson wins this, they're sort of both 3-4, and like that division's wide open, like with Lilly probably fading. I've got to favor Jackson here pretty heavily, probably like 95 to 75 or 80. Weston really need to find a way to win this week, and I just don't think he is. So
the buys are dirty, man. 6 teams this week have buys.
Yeah, but I mean, you know when the buys are coming, so you can prepare for them. You can make moves so they're not all lined up in a must-win game.
It's what a good GM would do, and that's exactly the opposite of what I did. So, it happened.
The thing that jumps out to me about this week's slate of matches is, on paper, a lot of them look pretty shit. Panthers at Giants, like a team reeling and a team that's been reeling for 4 years. Jets and Pats, like 2 bottom 10 teams. The Jets are a laughing stock. Lions Rams, only interesting because of the quarterback matchup. That'll be a stomp. Falcons Dolphins, 2 bottom 7 teams. Really, the only good games are Chiefs Titans, and I think Bengals Ravens is pretty solid too. But the rest of the games are pretty slop, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
So can we get a matchup prediction as far as numbers go, AB? What's the score predictor on this one?
Oh, one more time.
Just give me a score prediction.
Scroll up a little bit. Up to the top. Weston and who is this?
It's Jackson and Weston.
Yeah, Jackson's going to win. I put him by 8 points. I don't know the total, but it's going to be 8.
8 points is fine. That's a nice little spread. Spencer, what do you think, buddy?
I mean, I think with the points that Jackson's already locked in with this team, I think you could just really bury Weston, who I think is a lot of, I mean, Robinson, Gesicki's in a good spot, but Robinson has done nothing this year.
Fields has been awful.
I'm dropping him in PPR. He's horrible. Gesicki, I think, will do well, but like the rest of his team, like, will just not make enough to make up the difference.
Bye.
Freeman's horrible. This Williams guy is like clearly phasing out of a timeshare. Like, with Swift taking the bulk now that he's healthy, like, he literally could get less than 5 from his backs this week, and like, I would say it's probably more likely than him getting more than 5.
Yeah.
And then you sort of look and you're like, well, where the points are gonna come from? Is the kicker gonna go for 30? Is Matt Ryan gonna go for 30? Like, I don't know. I guess Debo could go get 40 again, but it doesn't seem likely. And then I look at, like, Jackson's already off to a 10-point lead, and it's like, yeah, I think it's just too Weston's too buried in this particular instance.
Yeah, I got Jackson 110 to 80.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay. Here we have an interesting matchup of 2 of the 3 twins. Cam coming off of his win at 2-4, and the King of Funny a game behind me at 3-3. And with me facing a tough match this week, Ben really needs to get this W. What are your keys to winning here for the King of Funny there, Spence?
I mean, hoping that Cameron starts Gainwell.
A classic. I love whenever you play Cam, your fucking keys to victory are that he just keeps doing what he's doing and not like what any of your players are gonna do.
Well, like when you're Cameron, like when you're starting Gainwell, like what's your thought process?
Well, when
like
you're
a giddy-
fucking Ben and you're starting Jenkins Hollis, what's your thought This guy single-handedly lost Arizona 3 or 4 games last year. Yeah, I'll put him as my kicker. This is Ben King of Funny thought. Right there in line with fucking K-Watt. So, I mean, just a couple of brain deads gaming each other, clicking optimize.
Let me tell you the thought process on Gainwell. Oh shit, it's 11:50 a.m. and Cook is hurt. Running backs, sort by, available. All right, here we go. And since fucking Cook is on bye week, believe me, it's gonna be Gainwell again.
No, it's just as soon as he plays me, like Cook will be back off of bye and like have his career game, and like other people get to play him starting Gainwell going for literally 1 yard.
Yeah. Another brutal season for Cameron, as he was essentially dead on arrival.
I don't think this game deserves any attention. In all honesty, Cameron hasn't looked at it since week 1. The app might have uninstalled itself from his phone. Ben has his own computer now. He's been on Discord for 3 days, hasn't responded to one message I've sent him. Ben's checked out entirely. His Addy script has him brain dead completely. None of these guys care.
They don't care, eh?
That's true.
Ben's not looking, Cameron's not looking, and Ben's going to
I-
come on here 2 weeks from now, high out of his mind, Addy the fuck out, and just say,
I agree 100%. They both checked out, but I think Ben's checked out less. On to the next one.
Spencer's over there doing the Jack Mickelson nod. Just like maniacally at AB's diatribe, loving every second of it. Alright, so here we got Mark, who is a joke, but pretty fucking lethal against AB. And AB's going with Derek Carr against Philly. But Aaron Rodgers has a soft-ass matchup against Washington. Spencer, what do you think about this matchup? And do you think AB can pull himself out of this rut?
Jesus.
He's
in a 3-loss streak, remember?
Yeah. I think his team is looking a little shallow at some positions, and I think I probably have to give the edge to No Fried here.
There's a floated trade out there that I was completely open to.
It wouldn't go through this week. Anyway.
No, not this week, but I mean, just speaking of the future, floated trade out there. This team might be hot.
You might get it in the near future.
That's what you said.
I'll be sure to send Odell Beckham for Adams right over the much highly anticipated trade. Maybe we could do some sort of esoteric 3-way trade so I could give you Mixon and OBJ, your boys.
Yeah, you're giving me the vibes of Houston, Dolphins, and Washington right now, baby.
What would be funny is if you win this game because the Cardinals put up 22. I think that is one of your win conditions, is the Cardinals could have a huge pop-off game and sort of even odds.
I had said this preseason, the Cardinals have one of the best Ds coming out, and their fucking receiving core is unbelievable. But speaking as one of the participants in this game, I can't even recognize half my own fucking team. I might as well be Jerry Jones on a yacht, 400 miles off of the goddamn shore doing a draft pick. I mean, what? I literally don't recognize half of this team. So there's no way I can favor me or give myself the edge. I mean, I give this to No Fry all day.
Jerry Jones as hammered as AB on his yacht on the phone with this draft guy. Is he from Arkansas? He's from Arkansas? Take him. Yes, this is Jerry. Take him. But ABs, you're going to have a hard time winning. Whenever you have one of these teams where you have one good running back and you permanently looking for just a decent number 2 back and your number 1 guy is on bye week, it's very, very difficult to win. And Claypool, who you love to bench, thankfully isn't giving you a choice this week. He's on bye, so It's going to be real tough for you to win.
You-
I'm going to take
You
Mark 95 to 86.
you know what? As a new GM or not GM, sorry. Well, I guess GM, whatever, new owner. It's gonna take some time to learn, and I might be at the Nick Sirianni stage. You
Oh,
know,
does that mean
Uh,
you're going to do your famous pasta dish with
I think you mean the
Doritos?
Urban Meyer stage.
Urban Meyer was last week. This week we graduated. We got 2 wins, but I'm still learning, and that's my crutch, and I'll die on that fucking crutch too. There's a trade floating out there. That's all I'll say.
I always thought last year was your learning year. That's at least what I was fucking telling people. And
Well,
then
listen to 3 years ago when I came on here defending the Chiefs when I wasn't even in this league. That was, oh boy.
the stuff of legends.
Let's just continue. If one person on the other side of this game doesn't believe in himself, we should move on.
Okay, fair enough. Are
Thank you.
you also picking Mark Spence?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Final game, we got Spence and Aaron. This has got to be a walkover. Get the fuck out of my lobby. Drop 15 mules in your face. Stomp against Aaron. Spencer, you're poised to absolutely decimate Aaron and really
Oh my god.
put him down to the point where he's going to be hard pressed to be a playoff threat.
God, you're jinxing me.
Aaron's team looking hella soft. So, is there any way that you lose this game, Spencer?
No, it'd be pretty tough. I mean, it's not impossible. Nothing's
Sam
impossible.
Darnold throwing up 30.
Darnold has looked so bad and the Panthers so disjointed recently that I don't even think you can count on a good Darnold performance, even against the Giants.
Plus, I sort of have the Darnold blocker with Moore.
Yeah, this favorite target.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. The biggest thing, I guess, is Waller Waller's questionable.
And you're so confident in your win, you're not even considering picking up another tight end, even if he's ruled out. Is that correct?
There's a couple of them.
If it was another position, I would, but tight end, like, what am I doing? Like, hoping a guy, like, goes for 4 points? I don't know. Fant already played, or I could have played Fant. But, it is what it is. I mean, if I really do, and even if I lose, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't really matter that much. But I think what I lose by dropping a guy to have to carry 3 tight ends is not worth that, right? Because I can't drop Fant and I can't drop Waller, so I'd have to carry 3 tight ends, and I'm just like, it's just not worth it. So, yeah.
Oh, Aaron's only win condition is Jones has one of his multi-touchdown games, and the Panthers defense embarrasses Danny Dimes and gets multiple turnovers, maybe runs a touchdown back. But you're heavily favored here, 95%. I'm going with Spence Worthless, 120, Aaron Ramhard, 85. What say you, Spence? Go ahead and pick yourself by double. Everyone wants to hear that.
I'm gonna beat Aaron by 60.
Easy.
Yeah, I don't. Aaron the shit talk, dude. He's easy. He's got 60 on him, no doubt. I'm on the Spence train.
He's on the Spence hype
Choo-choo.
train. Choo-choo, motherfucker. It's like Parting's Immortal Century.
It's gonna be funny when I get beat by
It's
60.
it's like a fucking 3-point game. Aaron Jones goes off for 40.
All right, I want to ask a couple more questions before we end the show. Over under 9 wins for AB this season, and remember, there's an extra game. AB?
Under, yeah. I'm not gonna. I don't even put myself in the wild card, man. I'm just enjoying it. I'm watching the show from afar.
And you're watching me from afar in the fucking division.
Yeah, I'm might as well be Ron fucking Rivera, whatever. Just chilling, watching. We're building over time, baby. I'm learning.
He's learning.
Riverboat
learn.
Ron.
At a fucking Rosetta Stone pace with pocket nines.
He'll learn.
He'll learn.